Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm trying out a new format which I'm gonna call What's Going On, eh? And this is gonna be a way for me to show you what's going on in the shop and maybe a little bit outside of the shop. All those things that I can't fit into a project video. Like for instance, today I have a lot of new tools to show you, and I just want to give you a quick update later on the milling machine. And we'll try this format out, and we'll just see how it goes. There's a lot of other YouTubers, so I'm definitely not the first one to try this out, but it seems like it's working out for other YouTubers, so I'm gonna try it as well. So I'm gonna get you a little bit closer and I'll show you some of the new tools that I've acquired lately. So first up is this box of cutters I bought. I was at a surplus place here in my hometown, and I happened to spot these cutters. And this was actually before I bought the milling machine, but I had a pretty good idea that I'd pretty soon buy a milling machine. So there are prices on these, and combined, if you just add them up, I think it was about 2,200 kroner. That's basically $200. And I asked him what he wanted for it if I bought the whole box, and he said that for 1,000 kroner you can have the whole box. So I bought it from him. And there's some of these that are not in very good shape, but some of them are really good, and I think it's a good place to start when getting a milling machine. So what I need to do now is just make some kind of stand for them, because I don't want to have them just laying around in a box this way. So that's probably going to be one of my upcoming projects, to make some kind of stand for these. I also, a while back, I got these slitting saws. My favorite store here in Sweden, OTD Tools, had these. They were selling these cheaper, so I went ahead and bought some of them. It's a 1.6 millimeters. There's a 3 millimeter. We have another 1.6, a little bigger. 2 millimeters, 2.5, and then this one is an eBay find. It's a 1 millimeter cutter, and I use these on a special project that I do for a customer. And the last time I did these, I actually broke the slitting saw I was using, so I needed to get another one. So I have a pretty decent set of cutters now for the milling machine. So I really hope I get to use them pretty soon. So eBay is a place where I get a lot of things. And I got these very Chinese looking graphite powders, because I didn't have any graphite powder, and I really needed some. So they were pretty cheap, $1 a piece, I think. So it's gonna be nice trying them out for the chuck, and maybe for vices and stuff like that. It was just something that I needed that I didn't have in the shop. Not much to show really, but this is an 8 millimeter tool bit, and I needed this for the shaper. because it takes the tool bit holder there takes 8mm tool bits, and I didn't have any. So if I'm remembering correctly, this was also an eBay buy. I bought some of these Noga deburring tools, or tool. I haven't opened this up actually, but it's a tool with 10 blades, I think, and that's also one thing that I mean, I had some deburring tools, but I just didn't have any good ones. So this was something that I've been needing for a while as well, and I wanted to get something of a good quality, so I chose the Noga brand. I don't remember what this cost, but I remember that I was surprised that it wasn't more expensive than it was. I just hope it's a real Noga and not a cheap knockoff, but I think so. On these blades there's the Noga brand. It says made in Israel, so it should be the real deal. So moving on, I got this grease gun, and I've been using one of these really cheap ones, but it really ticks me off because it just spills grease everywhere, and there's so much slop in them, and they're not very tight. So I want to get one of better quality, and I'd heard that this Presso brand should be a pretty good one. So I actually found that in a store not so far from where I live. So I just went ahead and bought it. And here it is. Looks good, feels good. So hopefully it's gonna work good. We'll just have to see, but I think I have pretty high expectations on it. And this was bought because I need it for the lathe, and I also need it for the new milling machine. And for the new milling machine also needed some circ fittings. So I bought this set, couple of 100 kroners, and there's circ fittings of all the sizes, and there's angled ones, straight ones, and it's just one of those things that you need to have around the shop. All of a sudden you realize that you have one circ fitting that doesn't work, and having this set around is just an easy way to fix problems for a small amount of money. So next up, my favorite Swedish shop, OTD Tools, had a sale, and this is what I got. I have a couple of more things here, and this is a outside micrometer, 25 to 50 millimeters, Primat brand. So it's not one of the most expensive ones, but I hope it's gonna do better than nothing. Basically the only micrometer I had before was from 0 to 25 millimeters. So now I at least have one up to 50 millimeters. So it feels pretty good, I think. Even though it's not the most expensive, I hope it's gonna work good. Give me a little bit better accuracy when doing things up to 50 millimeters. So I'm gonna look forward to using that. And while I was there, I bought this Walter Titex center drill. That's just another thing that I really needed. I have some center drills, but they're a pretty poor quality. So I thought I'd try out something that had a better quality. And they had a sale on these slitting saws. And I bought these. This is a 5 millimeter width. I think it's 110 millimeters across. So hopefully that's gonna fit the mill very good. If I can just get those arbors in a decent shape, get all that rust off them. And this one is a 12 millimeters by 125 mils. So it just looked so good, and it was pretty cheap, so I just had to buy it. So next item are these Carbide tool bits. And the cool thing about this is that they were actually given to me by one of my viewers. I don't have his real name, but he calls himself Perfectionist 2032, I think, if I recall correctly. And the story behind these are that he'd seen my boring bar video, and he commented and said that these would be a good addition to that boring bar. These Carbide tool bits, 1/2 inch shank. And he provided a link where I could buy them from, and I clicked that link, and they were, I think, somewhere around $15 each. And that's a good price. It's very, really I have no complaints about that price. However, if I were gonna get those shipped here to Sweden, I think the shipping would be $40 or something. So I just kind of went bananas and started whining about shipping and why I had some kind of rant about why we here in Europe need to shop in China from China, even though we'd rather shop from America, because the shipping is often included when you're buying from China, and when you're buying from America it's just so much that it's ridiculous. And he kind of shocked me by sending me an email, or maybe he commented in the video and just said that, hey, I could buy them for you and just send them over. So I was really taken by his generosity, and I really like them. I just thank you so much. It's really nice of you. So here they are, made in USA, and I believe the part number on these are TRC8. They're 30-degree carbide tool bits with a 1/2 inch shank. So I'm really looking forward to using these. I have a project where I think I will be using these, but it may take a while before I get to that. But as I said, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Now the next item, the last item, is kind of along the same line. I said in, I think it was the first video I did about the milling machine, that I needed to make myself some feet for it to stand on. And a couple of days later I got a message from one of my viewers. His name is Marcus Perneros, I think it's pronounced. And he sent over some pictures of these machine feet he had laying around, and he asked me if I wanted them, and if I did, he'd just send it to me and I'd pay the shipping. So when I saw these pictures, I just love them, because I've become somewhat of I really like the history behind the machines, and these feet are actually made here in my hometown, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know when they're made, but they, somewhere 40s, 50s, 60s. We had a lot of industries here in Malmö that made all kinds of tools, machinery. We made submarines, we made aircraft. So these are I tried googling this company name, and I really didn't get. There are a company here in Malmö still that has a similar name, but I don't know if it's the same company. If it is the same company, it was founded in 1965. So they may have done this in the 60s or 70s probably. But I don't know. It could be a whole other company. So anyways, these, I haven't unpacked the last two. Just try and get them up here. There they are. The fourth one is missing the rubber part, so I'm gonna need to make myself, need to get some material to make this part, but I'd gladly do this. It's just a piece of machine history that's gonna fit the milling machine perfectly, and I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get a close-up of it. So thank you, Marcus. I love them. They're gonna fit the mill perfectly. So you're gonna see them in the milling videos that's coming up. So to sum this video up, I'm just gonna show you real quickly the progress on the milling machine. I've mounted the knee back on it, and I've cleaned it up, so it's really clean actually. I'm very happy with the result. And this is the fun part of tearing a machine down, and when you get to build it up again and everything's clean and just looking good, feeling good, working good. So this is actually gonna be shown in the next video on the milling machine that's coming up one of these days. And but I just want to throw this in because it's currently the thing that I'm working on here in the shop, and it is coming along nicely, even though it's taken some man hours. I don't know exactly how many hours I've put on this machine to this date, but it's, I'd say maybe 20-30 hours So it's well worth it. The machine is so far looking very good, doesn't have a lot of wear, and I think it's gonna perform good when I get this running again. That pretty much wraps up this new format on the channel. I really like to know what you think about it, so if you have the time, please leave a comment, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!